Hello, good day, beautiful people. I am the Inspirational Lady Noble 365 Tarot. Welcome to my channel. I greatly appreciate you being here. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. I trust you'll love this vibe. And everything you need to know about me in the description below. This can be past, present, or future, you or someone around you. So take what resonates and leave the rest for someone else. This is a general read. This is not a personal read. If you like a personal read, check out the description below. And I'll be happy to assist you in doing so. Keep in mind that tarot is a tool. It is not the final rule. So it is a good idea to have an empty cup when you're on Lady Noble's channel. And you really want to see what's up. All are welcome on this channel and all contributions are highly appreciated. Okay? Hope you all are doing wonderful and great. Thank you for your kindness and your support. Okay? Okay, we have the Empress Collective and we have the Chariot. So it looks like you could be showing up as the energy of the Empress currently. You could be showing up in a way that has people puzzled, either shocked as well, at your position currently in life, male or female. There's no gender in tarot. But the way that you are presenting yourself, carrying yourself, there could be a lot of progress or some kind of accolade or success that you could be celebrating. You could just be in a better mood, okay? This could be you receiving a promotion, a pay raise, maybe a job called you, maybe you have new employment that you're very excited about. This could be a new love relationship. But this could also, this Empress energy could be you shifting your perception and seeing life in a different way. And the fact that you have changed your mind about how you view yourself and people around you, you know, it has created a domino effect in a positive way. But it has people, I'll say some gossiping, some chatting. You're like the topic of discussion, people, there could be a person or a group of people trying to strategically think of a way to reconnect to you or show up to you. Maybe prior to them knowing you, you weren't in this energy. You could have been living out of your shadow side, or you may have been experiencing something when they last talked to you that wasn't a highlight of your life, I'll say. It wasn't a positive moment, okay? Maybe you were at a lower state, a lower frequency. Maybe you were going through some hardships, some ups and downs, some turnarounds. Maybe life throws you a curveball. And so how you're showing up now, it has a lot of people eyeing, questioning, and having conversations about you, okay? But this could be someone just changing their whole perception about how they feel about life and themselves. This could be a mental thing, you working on your confidence, your self-esteem. And in response, it's creating a domino effect in a positive way of how you show up in life, how you show up at work, how you show up in different relationships with family, friends, in your romantic life, very nurturing and caring spirit here. As you see, she has a dog here. You could be someone who's a dog lover, okay? Or maybe you have a teacup pup or you're thinking about purchasing one. But either way, the way that you're presenting yourself and showing up, people are in shock. There could be some people, saying that it's fake or it's a facade. And it really isn't, That's something that comes with progress or when you make changes for the better. There will be people, some will be happy for you and some won't. But that's not why we make changes in our life. For the better. We do it for ourselves, okay? If someone applauds you, good. If not, then, oh, well, it's still good, okay? But either way, it's just like dieting. You lose weight, someone's likely to say something's wrong with you or you're sick or, it can never be you just decided to work out or you just decided to have healthy eating habits. There are people who will pass judgment even on dieting, but it's a part of life, But either way, you've made positive changes and there are people, a lot of people with your name in their mouth that has you on their heart, and people trying to strategically find a way to reattach themselves to you, especially people that you cut off and you've chosen not to deal with for one reason or another. This could be family members, friends, ex-lovers, okay, male or female energy. They could be contemplating, trying to plot a way to get back into your good graces. They could also be, fighting, competing with someone as well. For some of you, this could be a conversation that's taking place where there's two people battling for your attention, for your time, for your love, or planning or contemplating on approaching you, and it's like a whoever gets there first kind of energy. Okay, they're actually competing. Okay, but at this time you're enjoying life. You have harmony in your life. uh, I'm hearing for some of you confirmation with that belcher there. For some of you, you created your own family, your own friend group. Okay, you may have left a lot of people behind, but you've also created your own friend group and your own family. When I say create, family does not have to always be blood related. Sometimes the divine will place people in our lives who are family like. Okay, and so you have your own family. Even if this is you marrying and actually giving birth and creating additional children. Okay, either way, married or not, but you have your own life, your own group of friends, your own social groups, your own thing that you do, and you're very happy and at peace. And so, per usual, when you are at peace, it's not unfamiliar for a karmic to want to pop up and try to show their face and find reasons to try to reconnect. Sometimes people want to pull on your heartstrings. Separating from a karmic, especially a chaotic one, someone of dark energy. They'll use things like children. Someone's ill, someone passed away. We just need to talk. I have something I need to say. As I'm naming all of these reasons and excuses, this is someone who you don't care to talk to. Doesn't matter what happens. You don't want this person back into your life. Because this is someone who has crossed you and also has watched you suffer. I'm hearing your entire life. So this could be a parental figure. This could be a sibling. This could be a cousin, an aunt, and uncle. This could be a family member. I'm picking up blood related. Or also someone you dated, an ex-lover who wants to try to reconnect themselves to you, but their intentions are unpure. They have a lot of nefarious intentions. Okay, so you're receiving clarity that if someone from your past arrives to, do not engage with them. The moment that you do, you may cause a dismantling of your own progress. Things could possibly slow down or revert from you. The harmony, the abundance and prosperity that you are receiving may stifle or become blocked or stagnant. So be mindful with allowing karmics back into your life. Just because someone is related doesn't mean that you are obligated. Okay, especially if this is someone who is unhealthy, who has crossed you. And you have reasons, everyone's life is different, but Spirit is saying, just think of the reason of why you chose to no longer talk to this person and let that be. The divine is not going to love you any less because you're choosing self-love or self-preservation, okay? So you are the MVP, you are the one that matters, and making sure that you're giving yourself, the most, quality and qualified relationships that have reciprocity, where you're being, celebrated and not tolerated, where if you're honoring someone, they're honoring you in return. Life is about you enjoying life, not suffering. No one is put here to suffer and be constantly mistreated. And then in return, people expect you to treat yourself like an evolving door. You don't have to leave the door open. You don't have to leave access to people who are not on your frequency, to people whom you're just not simply comfortable with. Spirit is saying this is your confirmation that it's okay for you to enjoy your pinnacles. Look at all the pinnacles behind her head. Look how she's smiling. She's in the kitchen making a good meal, a pinnacle in her hand. Most likely she's going to turn around and store it. Enjoy the life that you're giving, collective, and you don't have to have survivor's remorse. Doesn't matter what's going on with anyone. That's not to be cold. It's just the truth. We have to stop allowing people, especially, people whom we cut off, to return to our lives. And they like to pull on your heartstrings. It's a energy of manipulation, and it's a narcissistic tactic. People like to try to use soft spots like children. Maybe someone passed away, someone's getting ill. They want to talk to you. They want to see you. So they'll use something that they feel they can get to you emotionally with, that they can pull on your heartstrings, something that'll make you sentimental or make you mushy. And that's so they can sway their way back into your life. And so it's only manipulation. So Spirit is saying, be careful. Don't allow some kind of information about any family member. You can wish them well and pray for them from a distance. Okay, you can light a candle and salute them from a distance. You do not need to be in their presence. And so this is coming up strong, the way they're having me communicate it. The energy is someone is going to try that. They're coming with a sad story, collective. They're coming with a sob story. And it's just to get back into your good graces. And it's like a fish on a hook. It's like going fishing, you know. Once you got the fish on the hook, the fisherman is going to likely do what? Wind that baby up. And once they have you in their grasp, they're going to reveal their resentment to you. So that's why it's not good to allow karmics back into your life. Once you've cut them off, leave them where they are. Because a person will come with a beautiful smile as if it's okay and they really want to make up with you and they're not mad. They're happy for you. They always knew you could do it. But where were they when you were suffering? Where were they when you needed them? Okay. So this same person is, if you choose to give them access to your life, do not meet up with these people. Do not invite them into your home. Spirit is saying they're going to wear a mask. And then after a while, once they have you in their grasp and they know that they have access to you, they're going to reveal their resentment to you. And that means you experiencing old feelings and situations that you have healed from and you have put behind you. And so you don't want to create and inflict self-stagnation onto yourself, not when you have all of these pentacles. You have all these pentacles. Look at the coins in the back. And then you have the 10 of coins here. I like, come on now. Come on now. Look at all these coins here. Who is going to allow anyone to come and take their coins out the cabinet, off the shelf, and just say, you know what, I don't want them. Come get them. I don't want them. So yeah, so don't feel or think that you can connect with someone to show them what you're doing or prove to them, you know, that you're this and that, because you will dismantle your own favor and blessing in your life. And that's because these people aren't meant to experience the favor that is placed in your life. Okay. And so there's a repercussion when we overexert ourselves or we allow people to stay where they don't belong. And that's when you find circumstances, situations, households, and relationships with a lot of friction, where there's a lot of things going on repetitively, back to back to back to back. Because there's someone in that picture or that situation that doesn't belong. It's like a puzzle. Like think of a puzzle, like find the missing piece or which one don't belong. You know, those little worksheets that they have. What is that? Kindergarten, first, second grade. And it says, look at the picture. Which one doesn't belong? You know, they might have 2 fruits and 1 vegetable. Well, you're going to pick the vegetable, you know, so you don't want to be in that situation. You don't want to be oblivious thinking that, oh, I can show them what I'm doing. No, you're not going to be able to show them because it's going to be removed from you. So I would be mindful of sacrificing my progress just to allow someone who has nefarious intentions towards me. You know, you don't need to prove a point to anyone, and it's not for them to enjoy. Okay. It's not for them to reap or receive. Okay. Everyone is here on their own mission and they must do the work themselves. They must take the time. It's time for you to gather with like-minded energy only. Nothing less than the best. If it's not on your frequency, if it's not for your highest good, this is not the time to pretend and play yourself, collective. The energy that we are in, this is business and action and, you know, going higher, doing more for yourself, working towards progress and leaving the stress and mess behind you and away from you. Now, you will run into nonsense, okay? There are things out of our control, but what you're supposed to do is not respond to it. Don't let it take you off your square and move accordingly. Okay. Yeah. So with the 9 of Wands, you've been in this moment. You've been there, done that. This is the old you, you know, this is the old you and this is the new you. And there's a big difference. There's a big difference. You know, this is the old you. This is the new you. There's a big difference. You're no longer stressed, overwhelmed, you know, worried. You know, being insecure, having insomnia, you know, maybe not eating right, overworking yourself, always tired, feeling moody, just not happy. Okay. You could have been in a relationship with someone who had a negative energy attachment as well. You could have been sleeping with a person, you know, being intimate with someone who had an energy attachment as well, who was maybe messing with someone else. Maybe they were unfaithful and, you know, that energy, you know, clinged on to you and you began to feel depressed and sad or maybe uninspired. I'm hearing you were feeling uninspired and unmotivated, where you were frustrated and you didn't know what it was. And you could have been saying to yourself, I'm doing all that I could do. This is a past you. So I don't see why anyone would want to go back to this energy here, and they're in the Empress energy. We have the Empress here, and we have the Queen of Pentacles here, and we have the Ten of Pentacles here. Then we have the Ace of Swords giving you confirmation, to take heed and keep moving forward. Because you're doing wonderful, you're doing well now, but you're going to be doing extra, extra wonderful. If you keep moving forward and leave the past in the past. We cannot take everybody with us, and everyone you meet is not meant to be with you forever. We all have a time limit here on planet Earth, when we're here and when we will perish, when the soul is called to move on, that's when a person transition, it will happen. But in the meantime, in between time, don't have it in your mental capacities that you can, go do all the work for yourself. And I'm gonna go show so and so what I'm doing. I'm gonna go, those who need to see you will see you naturally, organically. And when I say organically, that's without you even making an effort. If there is someone that karmically needs to see your glow up or your success, you don't have to press to show them. They will see it, they will hear about it. Whether you're on social media, not on social media, they may hear it through a word of mouth. They could see you in public and see how beautiful and fabulous you are, male or female. They may not say anything, but I'm picking up someone could have already saw you in public and they loved what they saw. And no, they're not going to compliment you on it because they're not doing so great in their life currently. Okay. Yeah, this is the Nine of Swords here. Like I said, you could have had insomnia in the past. Those days are over with. You're moving forward, and Spirit is just saying after all the hard work that you have put in and all you have endured. And I'm picking up someone was in a relationship that really took them through that. Like you really tolerated someone like too long. Too long, but you did break free and you began to focus on yourself, and that's where the healing began. You began to focus on growth. You began to focus on finding a way to be independent. I'm hearing maybe you thought or you were under impression that you needed your family, for certain things, for survival or for support. It happens. You feel or think that you need your family, or family is someone who's supposed to be around you, until you perish, but that's far from the truth. That's another lie that we hang on to as human beings. It's okay to love your family from a distance. It's okay to disassociate yourself always, if necessary, okay, because everyone has different situations. But no, you're not indebted to anyone because you're related to them, especially if they're unhealthy. Anyone who is not efficient or sufficient for your well-being, then you must remove yourself from the equation, okay? Because it will turn into a fruitless situation, okay? So be mindful because there's a lot of overflow of prosperity and greatness that awaits you, collective. Lots of overflow. And these karmics and people know it. And that's why people will pick, agitate, try to manipulate, try to get back into your life, knowing darn well they're not interested in you, knowing darn well they're not coming to see how you're doing, or we just want to see the kids. No, let's say fuck that. But anyway, no. Like, tell them to get out of here with that. People will try to pull on your heartstrings. Don't let people use sentimental issues or try to tap into your soft spot to, wiggle, swiggle their way back into your life. Leave them people where they are. Spirit is saying that they have nothing new to say. They have nothing new to say at all. There's an energy of there are some people that need you, like need a favor. Like, loan me some money, can I move in kind of energy, and they may come with a smile, and before you know it, can I talk to you? I need a favor, kind of energy, and then you'll find yourself like, get away from here. I knew you weren't being honest. Get away from here, You'll find yourself like, skedaddle, get away from here, Make sure, go keep moving forward and only mix and mingle, with those who want to reciprocate the energy, whom you have things in common with, okay? Because you're doing wonderful. And any person who you feel is successful, if you were to ask them what I'm speaking about, they will confirm, yes, when you are working on progress in life, Just because an ex-lover, ex-husband, wife, girlfriend, side piece, two-piece, situationship contact you does not mean that's the one for you to marry. Just because a karmic family member may contact you does not mean you're supposed to start talking to them and give them access to your life. A lot of the time, 99.99% of the time, it is a test to see, are you ready? Are you ready for more? Are you ready for more favor, more opportunities? Are you ready for more bliss in your life? Are you ready for more bliss? Are you grounded enough to receive what's for you next? It's really a test. It doesn't mean, but we're taught these lies. If it returns as mean as meant to be. No, no, no. If it returns, it's a test to see, are you ready to move forward? Now, we know we have free will, but there's a repercussion that comes with when you don't move forward, and you should. So desires, feelings, and emotions will change. The idea that anyone is supposed to stay in your life forever and you feel that their emotions and feelings should never ever change, that's a lie. The detector test came back and that's a lie. Okay? Yeah, so it's just time to relax, rest, and rejuvenate, and only deal with people, places, and things that supports this energy. No one's life is perfect, but you can always make your life better when you choose yourself first. And you are the one that matters the most. Later.